Gay and Associates, attorneys and counselors at law, specializing in immigration law. Now open. Forest Hills and Ozone Park, Queens. Immigration, bankruptcy, divorce, personal injury.
Call us for a free initial personal consultation at 718-263-5999. Gay and Associates, attorneys and counselors at law. Hello viewers, this is attorney Naresh Gehi, and today we are going to start with some breaking news from the world of immigration. There's some good news for battered spouses who have been desperately waiting to hear from Congress regarding the reauthorization of the Violence Against Women Act. As you all rightly know, a while ago we did not have VAWA in place because Congress had not renewed the Violence Against Women Act, which means in the past we used to have the battered spouse provision in immigration law, and it so happened that that particular law came to an end because Congress did not reauthorize it. But the good news is that right now the senators as well as the congressmen in our country have finally reauthorized the Violence Against Women Act. Now, what is the Violence Against Women Act? Let's take a simple example. You are married to an American citizen, or if you're married to a green card holder, and for example, if you are a victim of abuse from your spouse, your American citizen spouse or your green card holder spouse, and he's repeatedly threatening you and telling you, listen, if you are not going to live your life in accordance to my terms and conditions, and if he is physically abusing you, if he is seriously torturing you mentally, physically, emotionally, or sexually, the good news is that under the Violence Against Women Act, you don't need any assistance from your spouse, which means that you can apply for your green card without the help of your American citizen spouse or your green card holder spouse. Now let's take a simple example, right? Now you're a woman who came to this country and you're married to someone who's an American citizen, or your husband is a green card holder. He's constantly subjecting you to abuse, physical, mental, emotional. And he's also threatening you that he's going to get you deported if you're not going to live your life in accordance with his terms and conditions. Now, what he is doing to you, is that correct? The answer is no. Why? Because he's physically abusing you, he's sexually abusing you, he's mentally abusing you, and you are scared because he may call the police, because you're illegal or you have a temporary green card. There's nothing for you to worry about. If you are a victim of serious abuse, the bottom line is that we don't need help from your American citizen spouse or from your green card holder spouse. Now, on a different note, people think that the Violence Against Women Act only applies to women. That is not true. Even if you're a man, and if you are a victim of abuse from your wife, who is an American citizen or a green card holder, the good news for you is that even you can qualify under the Violence Against Women Act. Even if you're a parent of a US citizen or of a green card holder, and if you are being subjected to abuse, the good news is that even you can qualify under the Violence Against Women Act. So therefore, don't be under this misconception that VAWA, which is Violence Against Women Act, only applies to women. It applies to men as well as to women equally. Now, who are the people who can actually benefit under VAWA? Number one, let's take an example. You entered this country illegally. You're married to an American citizen and he's regularly abusing you. Sexually, mentally, emotionally, you cannot live your life with this man anymore. The bottom line is, the good news for you is, we don't need any help for your green card from him anymore. Because you have been a victim of abuse from him, he's not ready to help you, he's threatening you with deportation, and he's been torturing you regularly. So if you are in this vulnerable situation, the answer is that you can see any qualified attorney who specializes in immigration, and he should be gladly helping you with the case. Now, for example, I've had cases, especially in VAWA, from men and women from all over the country. A recent case which we did is about a woman who actually was married to an American citizen. He filed the papers for her and they went for the interview. When the man went for the interview with this lady, he told the immigration officer that he has married her only to get her the green card. And this woman, who had married this man for love, was petrified at the interview. And after that, the woman came to my office crying that her husband has played this dirty game to get her deported from the country. So we took over the case. We went through a very, very intensive interview with this client, and we realized that she had married this person for love and she was a victim of abuse. This case went to the immigration judge and we argued the case before the immigration judge, and we got witnesses in the courtroom. And the good news is that this lady, who was about to be deported, got her green card in the United States. So the bottom line is that if you are a victim of abuse from your spouse, you don't have to live your life in that direction. You should get out of the relationship, speak to a qualified immigration attorney. Even if you're illegal in the United States, you cross the border and you came in, you don't have to put up with torture. This is also against the Torture Convention, which means this is also against the United Nations Convention Against Torture, which does not allow anyone to be tortured in this regard. And if you are facing a vulnerable situation from your spouse or from your US citizen children, even if you're a man or a woman, you may qualify for a green card in this country under the Violence Against Women Act. If you're a victim of torture, if you're illegal, call 718-263-5999 for a free initial personal consultation. Even if you're anywhere in the United States, we can help you with your VAWA case. This is Attorney Naresh Gehi. We'll be back again after a short break, and we're going to talk about some more interesting news from the world of immigration law.
Gehi & Associates, attorneys and counselors at law, specializing in immigration law. Now open. Forest Hills. And Ozone Park, Queens. Immigration, bankruptcy, divorce, personal injury.
Call us for a free initial personal consultation at 718-263-5999. Gehi & Associates, attorneys and counselors at law.